I think we can all agree that Sasuke Uchiha is definitely one of the most polarizing characters in all of anime slash manga. He is one of those characters where you either love him or you hate him for whatever reason. There really seems to be no in between. And that's honestly kind of baffled me because Sasuke isn't meant to be loved or hated. For me, Sasuke, he was written to be like a reminder of like what hatred can do to somebody, right? It can show that, hatred can turn this kind young boy into this hateful, spiteful young man who just hates anything and everybody in his path, and he just wants to take out his anger on everybody. You're not supposed to love him or hate him, but I'm just gonna do a little deep dive on Sasuke's character. So I just hope you listen, and I hope by the end of this video you know that Sasuke is definitely misunderstood, and you're not supposed to love him or hate him. You're supposed to understand him. Now, I cannot go into Sasuke's actions before going into his past, because his past greatly tells you why certain actions in the future were made. So let's just go ahead and take a look at Sasuke's past real quick. Now, Sasuke doesn't really like to talk about his past very much throughout the story. He doesn't really like to bring it up much, but the various things we do know, we learn from either flashbacks or we learn from his brother, right? So we know that the two boys, right, Sasuke, Itachi, they both had a relatively good childhood growing up. Itachi, not so much, but Sasuke definitely had a way better childhood, right? He didn't have to live during the war. He didn't really have to see any violence happen. He had a relatively good childhood. And all of that crashed and burned when the whole massacre happened, right? He literally lost his parents, and he lost everybody else he knew, and his brother literally turned evil and told him, "Come find me when you're older." Yeah, I think most people in that situation would literally break down crying, and they would never be the same after that. Sasuke did break down crying after this, but he kept going. He kept going. Most people in this situation, most people in Sasuke's shoes after this would have given up, and they'd need therapy every single day, 24/7. But Sasuke didn't have any of that, and he grew up alone after this. And that was just the start of Sasuke's trauma. That was just the tip of the iceberg. I'm not kidding. Everything I just mentioned right now technically happened off panel. And there's things that still happen to Sasuke later throughout this story that rival everything I just mentioned. This boy goes through so much trauma, it is not even funny. And keep in mind, he was like 6 when he lost his mom and dad. He was literally like 6 or 7. I think anybody at 6 or 7 would have shut down. They would have shut down completely. But you know what? This is not Discovery Channel. I'm not here to give a whole documentary on Sasuke and his entire backstory. I'm just trying to preface this whole point so that you see Sasuke's backstory and you know what he went through, and you're not just gonna be like, oh well, he's just this sad emo boy who does things for no reason. There's a method to Sasuke's madness. Now, with all of that being said, I know I just kind of defended Sasuke for 2 minutes, but he was a menace, and I do understand why people look at Sasuke the way they do. You know what, as a matter of fact, let's just start this video off by talking about Sasuke's worst actions. We can save all the good actions for the end. Let's start off with part 1. So during part 1, there's not much to talk about because it's only really during the end of part 1 where Sasuke kind of shows just how much of a menace he can be, because it is during the end of part 1 where Sasuke meets his brother Itachi again. And it's at this point where Sasuke realizes that the power gap between them is just way too large, and he knows that staying here in the village, he will never be as powerful as he wants to be. So he pretty much thought at that moment, I need to find another way to gain power. And it's only after this moment where we see the version of Sasuke that we see during part 2, where Sasuke is very cold. He doesn't really value anybody. He just wants to kill Itachi, and that's it. He does not care about anybody or anything else. And this is where that starts. It's actually after this moment where Sasuke commits his first crime, and that crime being he leaves Konoha and he becomes a rogue ninja. Not only that, but he tries to kill Naruto for just trying to help him see things with a better view, and he thought Naruto was genuinely trying to just stop him from becoming more powerful, but It's more so just Naruto just saw his friend going down a path that he could never come down from. This fight actually gives us a very rare glimpse inside of Sasuke's mind, because Sasuke isn't one to tell how he feels, but during this fight, he let it be known to Naruto exactly how he feels. He wants power, and he will do anything to get that power. Now, I don't know about you, but to me that sounds like every villain speech I have ever heard. I need power, so I will do XYZ to get said power. That is literally how villains talk. And this will not be the last time that Sasuke tries to kill Naruto. Literally every time after this, every time Sasuke sees Naruto, it is on sight. Naruto is just like #1 enemy to Sasuke at this point. And it's sad because this whole time Naruto is just, he's always like, oh my gosh, Sasuke's my friend. I have to do everything to help Sasuke. And then you got Sasuke over here like, fuck Naruto. It's just really sad to see. And it doesn't help that Sasuke during this time was really starting to go down an even darker path. Like, he only wanted revenge against Itachi even more, and then once he found out the truth about Itachi, Sasuke became 10 times worse than he was before. Yeah, once Sasuke found out the truth about Itachi, his actions, like honestly it's funny, his actions become a lot more like reprehensible, but at the same time, knowing what we know, it's kind of understandable why Sasuke is the way he is. I do not agree with anything he does after this, but I do see why he does it. Although I will say that him getting rid of Danzo is one of the few good things he does during this era. But other than that, I can't really defend anything else Sasuke does after this, because he just turns into a legit war criminal after this. And I wish I was kidding about the war criminal part. He legit just turns into a mastermind of evil at this point. Like, he literally backstabs Karin for no reason. He helps Obito start the war. There's a bunch of other things I could go down the list of, but this version of Sasuke is literally, quite literally, reprehensible and just completely irredeemable. Speaking of the war, that's not to mention all the shit he does during the war. Like, let's not forget, he tried to kill all of the Kage during the war. He tried to pretty much rule the world with an iron fist, and he was gonna pretty much make himself like the new Madara. This dude lost his mind at this point. Now yeah, Sasuke does finally see the light of day after like, you know, several hundred chapters. Nothing major, right? And it's only after they have a very bloody battle. And it's only when they're both lying on the floor bleeding out and Naruto pulls the final Talk no Jutsu of the series, where Sasuke finally wakes up and he realizes that he was wrong this entire time. So now that we talked about all of Sasuke's bad actions, or at least most of them, let's talk about some of his good actions, because he's not just a bad character. He does an equal amount of good things as well. Like, for example, one of the first good things Sasuke ever does in the series is he gives Naruto some of his lunch when Naruto fails his test. That showed that Sasuke deep down does actually care for people, and he doesn't want to see people go hungry. The main reason I put this one on the list is because during this time in the story, Sasuke really did not like Naruto at all. Like, this was when they first met and they did not like each other at all, but he still found it in his heart to give him some of his food. Or take, for example, that one time Naruto and Sasuke were fighting Gaara in the forest, and the only thing on Sasuke's mind during this fight was watching over Sakura, making sure she was safe. That's something that later versions of Sasuke wouldn't even have on his mind at all. Now this one's kinda minor, but like, I'm still gonna add it just because, and it's that one time Sasuke took on those 1000 ninja and he didn't kill a single one of them. Even though he very much could have, but he didn't, and that shows that Sasuke has restraint, and he's not just a complete power-hungry bad guy. At least at this point in the series, right? But like, during this time, Sasuke was at least redeemable, and he wasn't a complete bad guy, and this action showed that. Now, I list all these actions because I just want to show you, Sasuke is capable of being a good guy as much as he is of being a complete piece of waste, right? Like, he can be a menace, but he can also be a really good person at the same time. It's just Sasuke struggles with who he really is. Sasuke doesn't know who he is beyond his name, and that's not knowing who you are. Safe to say that's the exact reason why Sasuke behaved the way he did for the longest time, is because he didn't know who he was. He didn't know how he should act. He didn't know anything beyond anybody he knows is dead, and his brother is the reason for that, and he has to look for his brother. He didn't exactly have time to look for himself. And that is exactly why I said at the start of this video, you're not meant to like or dislike Sasuke. You're just meant to understand his character. You're supposed to look at what he does and why he does it, and you're just supposed to look at him as pretty much like a representation of what hatred can do. Like or dislike him, he has a lot of baggage, he has a lot of reasons as to why he does some of the things he does. With that being said though, I'm tired of being Sasuke's lawyer, so if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, as it helps the channel. And tell me what you think of Sasuke. Do you like or dislike Sasuke? Let me know. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.